in a second. Ajahn Titapanyo, can I ask you to read the first sentence?
Bhojanang bhikkhave dadamano dayako patiga hakanang panchatanani deti.
Yeah, good. So recognize the verb here. What is the verb? What is the action?
Deity gives.
That's right. So deity is to gives. So who is the one that gives?
Dayako.
That's right.
Giver.
He's a giver, a supporter,
Donor.
a donor, and he is what is he giving?
Pancha tanani, 5 things.
So he's going to give 5 things. And in the previous clause, what do these five things relate to?
Food.
The bhojanam.
Yeah.
That's right. So the dayako deity, he gives 5. He gives 5 things. Tana in this case is just things, and he is a patiganhaka. Or no, actually, we've got the that he is
so
he's the receive
that's
right. We mixed it up.
Yeah, Dayako deity is correct. The donor gives. Now, yes, it's true. Panchatanani in 5 instances or 5 things he gives. That's true. But that comes as a kind of secondary thought. But the first, Bhojanang Dadamano Dayako, actually, it should be read like this: Bhojanang Dadamano Dayako. So the Dayaka is somebody who is Dadamano while giving. The mano suffix, mano, behind any kind of word, titamano, one who is standing, dadamano, one who is giving. Anything like that means being in the process of doing something. That verb is to deity. Deity means to give, and dadamano means while giving. And giving what? Giving bhojana, giving food.
Yes, and then there's a clause and here, no? Right. Dadamano dayako.
That's right.
And then a new clause starts with patikan hakakan.
Yes.
That he is a receiver.
No. He gives to the receivers. Patiga hakana.
Yes. Okay.
So he gives, dayako deity in 5 things, in 5 instances you could say, but 5 things is fine. And then he gives it to whom? To the patigahakas. So patigahaka means one who is a receiver. Patigahaka is plural, and patigahakanam is accusative plural.
Yes, because deity is giving something to somebody.
Yep.
Right?
That's right.
And so he gives the things to the one who is the receiver. The patigahaka.
Patigahaka. And it's a plural. It's in a plural. Patigahakanam. Deity.
The receivers.
The receivers. If it was singular, it would have to be patigahakasa. So, but this is interesting. The beginning of the sentence. You find it a lot in Pāli. This dadamano form. It's like it describes. So he's dadamano dayako. So it has to be the same ending. O and O. And somebody who is giving while giving. And in this case, it has to also specify what is he giving. Bhojanam. So he is giving food.
Tamburabo, can I ask you to read the next sentence, please?
Then katamani pancha, ayundeti, varnandeti, sukandeti, balandeti, patibhanandeti.
It's a very easy one. So what are we doing?
Which 5? He gives age, old age,
No.
Long life.
long life, long life. He gives beauty, he gives happiness, he gives strength, and he gives patibana, understanding.
Wit. Being witty.
Or yes, Patibana.
Yeah.
If you look at I'll look at a few examples. It's
Intelligence.
It's an interesting to break it down that you might recognize the two words is that the two parts is that it's pati.
The paper that they are reading, the Pakaos, they have a so is patibana.
Oh, it's a
So
mistake.
it's wrong.
Again, we'll change it. It's pati. Yeah, it's patibana.
So patibana. So pati in this sense is like a back or a return, and bana is speak. So you're able to reply, you're able to respond, you're able to have an intelligent conversation. So it has these different senses by context. Sometimes it's translated as eloquence, like a speaker who has good speech, then he has eloquence. But it's also just a quick wit. You reply intelligently with a quick wit.
Coming up with metaphors, similes is one meaning. And it's one of the 4 patisambhidas. There are 4 patisambhida jnanas. Some arahants have 4 patisambhida. And that's one of them. Dhamma patisambhida, Atta patisambhida. And the 4th one is nirutti, is understanding of language. And patibhana patisambhida is the analytical understanding of quick wit. This kind of the Buddha was able to come up with all the similes. And so.
Some of the cases I found for this is when the Buddha is talking about what kind of skillful qualities should a mendicant have, and so when his wholesome qualities are increasing and not declining, and he needs to have morality, he needs to have wisdom, but he also needs to have this patibhana. Like this ability to reflect, this ability to speak, this ability to be able to represent the teaching. And this is what you do to yourself too. When you have a problem, then you have an internal discussion about the Dhamma with yourself, and that sense of that is a quality that you can develop. The other one that was interesting is with Venerable Vangisa.
Oh yeah.
With the Venerable Vangisa, who is a famous poet. And he always had this very eloquent expressions when the Buddha would speak. He would give these Dhamma verses, and he finds himself thinking that he is looking down on the other monks who don't have such quick wit and eloquence, and in his thought he reprimands himself. Is that this is a loss for me, that this is a bad way of thinking about my companions, that I should be conceited about my eloquence. Like so it does have that sense, but and how does it relate to food? Is that if you're weak and you're malnourished and you don't have energy, then your mental wisdom faculty can't operate because you're so focused on your weakness, you're ill, right? You're sick. So it's like the culmination of the other factors is that you have it's this wisdom faculty is where all the other factors are fully operational. Okay? This is an easy one. So ayam kopanadattava ayussavagi hoti Dibbasava, Manussava. Manusassava. That's right. So verb is dattava. Having given what? Having given long life. He is a sharer, the one who has given. He partakes. He takes a part in that long life. So that's genitive, no?
Yes.
Of long life. Yes. He is a partaker of long life.
That's right, bhagi, one who has a share in something. Bhaga, bhaga.
He is a bhagihoti, Ayusa bhagihoti. Right, that's what that clause is. Whether it is whether if it is heavenly or human long life. Like these are all genitive relating to Ayu.
Yeah.
Ayusa bhagihoti, and so the same is repeated with
It's a kind of construction that it is like ayung datva, so having given life, and then there could be a saw after that if you wanted. That it's like what is the subject? Who is the subject of the sentence? In fact, in Pali you don't have to have it explicitly stated, but you could put after datva you could put saw, he. Ayusa bhagihoti, then it would make it clearer if you can't understand.
So after
datva you could add
you end the sentence.
That's right.
The new clause could start is that
understood in brackets.
So Ayusa.
That's right. So he is a bhagihoti. So bhagihoti. Yeah, it has to be like that. So hoti, he is. And he is what? He is one who shares, who has a share in something. And share in what? In life, in long life. Ayusha. And then the dibbasa va manusasava qualifies the life. So the life can be heavenly, dibba, like dibba chakku, dibba sota, heavenly eye, heavenly ear. So here is the same meaning. Manusasa is manusa. It's derived from manusa. Manusa with a short a is human, and manusa makes it into like an adjective, something that is belongs to the human world.
That's right, and then beauty, that is
The same.
heavenly or humanly in the human world. Happiness, that is in the human world, or the strength or intelligence. Heavenly intelligence.
Wow, that's very nice.
So Bhojanam bhikkhave dadamano dayako patika hakanam imani panchatanani detiti.
That's right.
Tambarabo, can you translate this for us?
Which one again?
Bhojanam bhikkhave.
The food bhikkhus that a donor is given to the receivers gives these 5 things. By the donor, by giving food to the receiver, give these 5 things.
That's right. Very good, thank you. And then the next one you probably all have memorized. This is the Anumodana chanting, Āyudo, balado, dhīro, vannado, patibanado. So in all these cases the do is a compound in the words, is a part of the compounds. That's someone who is a giver of life, who is a giver of strength. Dhīro is an intelligent man or a wise man. It's so he is the dhīro is the giver.
Right, I think it's really qualifies like the wise man who is the giver of life and strength.
That's right. So the dhīro is here is he is giving long life and strength. Also beauty and intelligence he is the one that makes it possible for you to be intelligent, that your strength is upheld. Sukassa data medavi, that giving the intelligent one.
There's another same word for wise man again.
The wise intelligent man who is a giver of happiness. Where sukassa here is a genitive.
So data is another form of this giver. It's the same as dayaka more or less, but it's from deity, and but it's another form of it that may be more basic form from the root deity and becomes datar. I mean, in some dictionaries you would have an R at the end actually. Deity becomes datar, one who gives, and this is the nominative form data. So it's actually a masculine, masculine.
The data medavi, the intelligent man who is a data.
Exactly. It might look like a feminine because it has long R, but you shouldn't be misled by that. It's actually this is a masculine form.
If you had a feminine, then it would be medavini.
That's right, medavini, and it would probably be dati or something like that. Yeah.
Which is, well, just to say here that here they are trying to fit the meter instead of trying to make a statement about genders.
No, of course.
So the donor can be a male or female. In fact, it's you have to say it's much more often
of course.
The upasikas who are supporting the monks, and they are coming to give the alms food. But and so this is not to create divisions. And so he goes to Sukhangso Adhigacchati.
Sukhasa data. Let's see, can I do it or not? Like this.
Okay.
And which color is it? Is there a color for this? Sukhasa data or not? You can pick any color?
You can pick it. Well, I usually pick the color that relates to the declension.
Okay.
So that if the connection is between nominative, then it's with the red. If it's to the genitive, then
yellow.
The orange.
Orange. Okay. Oh, okay. Sukhasudata medami Sukhangso Adhigacchati. He saw Adhigacchati, he achieves, he reaches Sukha. The object is then Sukha in a accusative form. So Adhigacchati Sukham is, because it's poetry, then it's in this form, Sukhangso Adhigacchati. It's a poetic form, but if it was normal prose, you'd probably say So Adhigacchati Sukham. Or So Sukham Adhigacchati. In Pāli, everything is possible because the sentence can be constructed in any way you want, because you can tell from the declension what it means. Sukhangso Adhigacchati.
Venerable Athanyu, can I ask you to read the next two lines from Āyudo to Patibhanakam?
Ayung datawa balangwanang sukansha patibhanakang digayu yasawahoti yata yatupavajatiti.
Thank you. What are the words that you recognize the meaning here?
I guess I would say oti, but
So that will be a verb in the end, but you can start from Āyudo, and see how many of them you remember. So Āyudo is?
Ayung is life, no?
Yeah, that's right. Āyudo is the long life, and then Datava means?
Datawa is I don't remember.
So deity is gives, and Datava is having given. It's
having given.
In the absolutive form that something has already happened. So having given life,
and
Balang, Vanang, so these all relate to Datava, Sukhancha, Patibhanakam, and Sukha. So here you should recognize that the Sukham, the Ang, the Nigahita, and Cha becomes the Any, so Sukhany Cha. And he is Sukhan, so Sukham, Patibhanakam, this is all Datava. This all goes back to what has been given. Digayu Yasava Hoti. So for the intelligent man who has given these 5 things, for a long time his fame increases, like his good reputation.
No, I think it's dhīro. He will have long life,
Yeah, that's right.
and he will be well known or famous.
So dhīro,
Dhīro.
dhīro,
He will
right?
have long life. Dhīro.
Dhīro, and he
Because
will be.
Well,
He will
Good
have good renown, good reputation.
Good
He will be, because other people will be saying that, oh, he supports virtuous people. He goes and supports these famous monastics who are meditating and. Right.
and yatha papajjatite is yatha again, wherever. Yatha means where in what place, and if you have yatha twice, then it means wherever yatha, but then it becomes connected with upapajjati, which is the normal Pāli term for being reborn, to reappear, arise somewhere, and then it changes into yathu papajjati.
So this is in any place where he goes to, in any place where he reappears, in any place where he's reborn, he will have long life and he will have good reputation.
That's right.
As a giver of.
But did you notice in the line above, it's not quite how we chanted, is it? The last word.
No, that's correct. That's right. We chanted with balado.
So you find these different variations in the different manuscripts. So for some reason, I think the Thai version kept a different form there. It happens, yeah, quite often.
That was good.
Well, now you know.
Okay, reviewing the chanting. So let's go and start reading. This is Dhammapada 174. This is a verse about. We'll find out from the commentary story that the story relates to the weaver's daughter. But first, let's understand the Dhammapada verse, and then we'll start the story. Ajahn Thirapanyo, can I ask you to read the verse, please?
Anda bhuto ayang loko tanuketa vipasati sakuno jalamutoa apo sagaya gachati.
Thank you. So the first thing to recognize here is Anda bhuto. Anda is this is literally just means the blind. Ayang here refers to just this, in this place, this world. There are few tanuka. You can see from the vocabulary. Tanuka means there are few. Tanuk etta. There are few here. Etta is refers to again here. Who can see, and vipassati here contrasts with just saying passati. Right? It could, if it was just a regular seeing, then it would be passati. But here vipassati tries to communicate that this is seeing within insight. And so that's why the world is born blind, is become blind. So Anda is blind, and Bhuta is born blind or become blind.
But often it's just a word to say somebody is become blind, is blind. In English you would just say, or blinded, maybe blindfolded. But loko in this case there's different senses in the commentaries. They say loko here means the world of living beings, is the sattaloka, manusaloka, rather than the cosmos, like as a physical place. Sattaloka is refers to the living beings.
So because we're talking about the beings who are blind.
Yeah.
right? Those who, and there are few of them who can see with insight. And the simile is that to the birds, like sakuna, the birds, here to break this up is that this is jala, mutto, iva. So iva is like something, so start making a comparison. Jala is a net, to capture something, and mutto is same as in vimutti, is to be free or liberated or escape.
Yeah. Mutto is literally escaped. Yeah.
Escaped, that's right. Freed or escaped.
Sakuno mutto. So sakuno is mutto.
So just like there are few birds that escape the net. That's right. So you're imagining a hunter or someone who is netting birds, and he throws the net or he's trapping them, and there are only few of them who escape that capture. Those are the few who see with insight, and just like Appo is also. It's another.
No, Appo is few. Few.
Yes.
Oh yeah, sorry, you said also.
Meaning that Appo is also few.
Okay.
That Tanuka and Appo, they are same sort of meaning.
Yes.
And so they are going to Saggaya.
I think it's like dative, or no, Sagga. No, Sagga.
Yes, dative. They are going to.
For the purpose or something like towards.
Towards. That's right. And Sagga here is it's literally is a heavenly place, like a divine heavenly place, but also could be a poetic reference to Nibbana as well. So few of them who are born in a good destination. So it's quite it's a rather deep verse actually. I would like to spend a little time just to think about that. What is so under Bhutto? Why are they blind? They are blind because there is no eye of wisdom, like the Panyachakku. The commentary makes a few suggestions how they have interpreted the word. And so they are blind because they are lacking the eye of wisdom. And so just as what does it mean that they don't see? Like, what is it that they don't see? They don't see. In this case, it will be the trapping and capturing the birds. Like the hunter is going to kill them, and the story is also about death and Varanasati. So the strong reference there is to impermanence, but also the way of if you make a difference between regular seeing and seeing with insight, then the words abhijanati, yoniso manasikara, these contrast with, for example, in Majjhima Nikaya 1, there's the worldling who doesn't know things directly, doesn't know things with abhijanati, doesn't understand them properly. And so he takes earth as real, he takes beings as real, he takes nibbana as real, he takes senses real. Or in Majjhima Nikaya 2 is the ayoniso and yoniso difference is that somebody who is attending to something with inappropriate attention, then their suffering increases, they are not free, they are not seeing with insight. And someone who has a appropriate attention, attending to the source of things, then they are the ones who see with insight. And so the birds are, the fate of the birds is that they are going to be killed. So the reference here is to death, and death is usually refers to connected with Mara. That especially if you connect it with the wisdom aspect. What is it that is clouding your seeing? So that will relate to Mara, and the
hunter is compared to Mara.
The hunter is compared to Mara. That's right. And the net here. The net here is the net of Mara, like Sakuno Jala Muttoa. And so the commentary highlights this connection is that it's the net of death. Like Jali, Varana Jalina, Ottatesu Satyesu Bahu Apayagamana Ohunti, is that the beings are literally covered with the net of death. This is the capturing aspect. So this is what is the how are they captured? I found a few interesting places where this Machuno Jalam is also used in that phrase. That it's the Machuno is so the death of the net of death, literally. In literal terms, and the connection is to the senses through either kama, tanha, desire, icha, or confusion, moha. This is the confusing factor. This is the netting, the capturing factor, and they, for example, how. What does it mean that they see with insight? So they are seeing with by controlling the sense faculties, by giving up desire for the senses. That in the Samyutta Nikaya in one verse it uses this expression te chetava machuno jala, is that they, having broken the net through calming indri upasame, through calming taking delight in calming the faculties. Like this makes their escape possible. And then in the Samyutta Nikaya there's a very good verse where this breaking, this breaking of the net, like Achida Machino Jalang, breaking the net of death, he is breaking craving to Namarupa. And so you remember we read in Majjhima Nikaya 9 when we were reading Venerable Sariputta's explanation of Namarupa, is that the path, that Namarupa is something that the path ends. So that with the practice of the path, he knows Evang Namarupa Nirodagamining Patipadang Bhojanati. He knows the way for Namarupa to end. And what is that way? Is through breaking tanha. And in the Dhammacakka, you remember it's the dukkha nirodha. Right. So these are very, very beautiful meanings. How this idea that Mara is the one that is capturing beings, who killing them, and what does it mean that they see with insight and they can escape that capture. in the Dhammapada, there's another verse that uses this net, and there it's Natti Bhohasamang Jala, that there's no net. There's no net that is like Boha. There is no stronger net than confusion. Like there is no net like confusion.
So it starts Tirana Samo.
Natti Sava. Anya.
What is it?
Natti Samava.
So in other contexts, it's
Samava.
in other contexts, it's sometimes if you're looking for other references, it's sometimes it's a pasa, a mara pasa. Like if you like in the Majjhima Nikaya where the mara is trapping the deer, then he's trapping them. It's also a trapper, it's also a netter, but it's not a jala, it's a pasa, so mara pasa. And sometimes with sangha, it's like a binder, someone who binds. The birds are tied up with desire, like birds in a snare. And what is it? What is it that they see in Majjhima Nikaya? How do they? He says, how do they escape the snare? Is that what they see? They see the disadvantage. They see the adinava of the threads of sensual pleasure, kama guna. It's a very, consistent connections there. Okay, let's go and read the story. Let's go and read the. So part 1, I thought we can do this part at this time, and then some other time we can continue it later. But the language is not very difficult, and it's a very nice story about this Pesakara Dita, the weaver's daughter. Tambarabo, can I ask you to read the first sentence until
Yes.
Katesi?
Anda bhutoti iman dhamma desanam sattha agalave chetye viharanto ekam pesakara ditaram arapakatesi.
Thank you. So the first phrase on the Bhutoti, this is how the commentary is making footnotes. Is that it says he's going to now explain what Anda Bhuto means, and he's going to come up with the whole story.
Anda Bhutoti. You always quote, sometimes it's a longer quote ending with it basically quotes the sutta that it's referring to. So here it's referring to that.
It's referring to
word.
this verse in the Dhammapada, and this is its way of making footnotes. Like it doesn't number them, it So imang dhamma desanam. Ajahn Gavisara, can you please?
So Sattha Katesi. So the teacher Sattha, the master, the Buddha, Katesi, he gave a talk, he spoke. And what did he speak? Imang dhamma desanam. This Dhamma discourse, right? The teacher spoke this Dhamma discourse, Dhamma desanam. Okay, and where? Agalave chetye viharanto, while living, viharanta meaning living. Agalave chetye, while living at the Agalava Chetya, the shrine of Agalava, I don't know, it's just a name.
It's the name of the Chetya.
Yeah, it's just a name. Viharanto meaning while living, you are somebody who dwells, who lives, so he is a Viharanto, because it's the Sattha, the teacher. The teacher is the one who is dwelling there. So Sutta.
So Arabhakatis is the phrase at the end. So he gave a teaching regarding
And then,
something.
Exactly. Regarding Arabha meaning, with reference to Ekam Pesakara, one weaver's daughter. Regarding one weaver.
To Arabhakatesi, referring to the weaver's daughter.
Referring to the weaver's daughter.
So then, Ekadivasanhi ala vasino sattari alaving sampatte nimantatava danam adangsu. So one day Eka Divasa, recognize the compounds one day, Eka Divasa, and then he is the emphatic particle, just indeed or truly, just continuing the discourse. One day at
again the apostrophe is wrong actually, it should be after the new. You see
that's where you would put it. Okay, Divasanhi Alavasino Sattari Alaving. So having reached Alavi, Sampatte is the past participle form. So this is actually from the verb. The a here is not locative. So having reached Alavi, the teacher, Nimantatava, this is very compressed sentence here. The idea Nimanteti is inviting, inviting somebody to receive alms food, for example. And so it's the residence. It's the residents of Alavi who having invited the teacher. They Adangsu is the plural past. They gave. They gave offerings. They gave dana, having invited him. So the teacher gives the anumodana, and by way of giving the words of gratitude, he is giving them a small instruction. Like he gives them a teaching, and this is a very long quoted section. What I wanted to show is that it talks about having given the anumodanam karanto, and the quoted section goes all the way until aho. So having given all this, we are going to read. So Batta Kicca. Batta Kicca is literally the eating duty. So Batta is having finished his meal. Ending his meal, the teacher giving the anumodanam karanto. So he gives the following. Ajahn Thitapanyo, can I ask you to read from Aduvang until Bhaveta?
Aduwang me jiwitang, yuwang me maranang, awasang maya marita bamewa, marana pariyosanang me jiwitang, jiwitamewa aniyatang, maranang niyatanti ewang, maranasating bhaveta.
Thank you. So the instruction at the end is, what is it? What is the instruction? So evam.
Develop Maranasati. contemplation of death.
Bhavita is we recognize this is the imperative form. He's telling them, you should develop it, make it develop. Develop what? Develop mindfulness of death. Evang will be the conclusion, so thus, therefore develop.
Therefore, you should develop.
Jangavesako, this is a list of reminders basically. Can you give us a quick translation of the Adhuvang me jivitam?
Adhuvang me jivitam. Dhuva is permanent or stable, sure, certain. Adhuvang is uncertain. My life, Adhuvang me jivitam. My life is uncertain. Adhuvang me marana. My death is certain. Avasang maya maritabang. Avasang is inevitably, certainly. Maya maritabang eva. It's they add the eva at the end. In our chanting, it's a different manuscript obviously, so we don't chant the eva, but we say just avasang maya maritabang. Maritabang, yeah, that's it. So it is maya maritabang. Maritabang means to die basically. It has to die.
My death.
Yeah.
My death.
Yeah.
Maya maritabang.
But maritabang is a verb form, like something is maritabang to be dead, to reach death or something, to die. But
my to be dead state is certain.
Yeah. If you want to put it precisely. Exactly. And then maranat.
So maya, my to be that state.
Exactly.
Is avasang. This is certain.
Is certain. And Maria Pariyosanam me jivitam. So my life is Marana Pariyosanam. So ending in death. Pariyosanam means the conclusion or the death, culmination. So that is the culmination of my life. I think that's the translation.
That's right. Rather unflinching instruction.
Jivitam meva aniyatam maranam niyatanti. So jivitam me, I think that's jivitam. Again we chant it differently. We say jivitam me aniyatam, but here is jivitam eva aniyatam. The eva is again a kind of filler word. The life is uncertain. The death is certain. Maranam niyatam.
Niyatam is
certain or fixed. Actually, they translate it sometimes as like something that is fixed. Niyata. Niyati is the Pāli word for fate. Being absolutely determined. Fate. Niyata.
So your life is not absolutely determined.
It's not determined.
It's not certain how long you have to live.
Yeah, exactly.
And therefore, Varanasati Bhavata. Therefore, you should develop this.
Therefore, you plural Bhavata. If it was singular, it would have to be Varanasati Bhavehi.
That's right, because he's talking to the residents.
Yeah.
The residents of Alavi.
So you should develop Varanasati Bhavata.
Ye sanhi maranasati abhavita te pachime kale asi visangvisava bita antapurisoviya santa sappata beravaravam ravanta kalam karanti. So whoever ye sanhi is for whoever. For whoever maranasati is undeveloped.
Yeah.
Abhavita is the past participle here.
Because sati is feminine, yeah. So sati has to be abhavita. It has to be the feminine ending abhavita sati. Yeah.
That's right, it's maranasati abhavita. They te pachime kale. Pachime is the last. So at the end.
At the end time, literally.
End time.
The end time.
So they at the, and these are locatives, so at the Pachime Kale, at the last time, at the end time, at the end of your time. Asi Visang, and so this is
What is Kale?
Time, end time. Pachime Kale means the final time, the end time. Asi Visa is the poisonous snake.
the poison fang, literally, no?
Literally, maybe.
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
I think so. It's the poison fang. This about having. So at the end of your time, you're getting an idea that you're going to die, and so that's the poisoned snake. And so having seen the poisoned snake, you are like Vita anda puriso. So you are like a man who is frightened, Vita, adanda, and unarmed. So danda is a stick, right?
Yes.
And so adanda is you don't have a stick, you're unarmed. So via means makes a comparison.
Just as.
So just as.
Unarmed man.
So just as an unarmed, just like an unarmed man. Vita anda puriso via. Santa sapatta. He's frightened and terrified.
Sometimes means like something like, yeah, afraid.
Afraid, terrified, shivered.
Santasati, terrified. Yeah.
Santasati, that's right. Disturbed. Bhairavaravang. So he is making his time. Kalam karanti is a phrase that refers to death. That dying. Kalam karanti, he finishes his time, or he.
They, we're talking about plural. They,
that's right. They
finish their time.
They finish their time, and how they finish their time? They are terrified, and they are screaming like a frightened animal. They are screaming. They're making animal cries.
Oh, rava. Oh yes, rava is a shriek, cry. Okay, so it's like.
So rava is a cry or shriek.
This is like this.
So he is crying these shrieks. Somebody who is really doesn't want to go.
Oh, okay.
Someone who is resisting very much.
So it's
Careful.
Again?
Ravanta?
That's right. So Bhairava is a frightened cries, he is crying. So frightened shrieks, he is shrieking.
Yeah.
Like somebody who is really.
Crying like a pig.
That's right.
Yeah, like a slaughtered pig. Yeah.
But then
What about Santasapanta?
Santasa patta. So patta is to attain something.
It can be in a positive sense or just to reach, to be in a state, to be. So here is negative, to reach the state of.
So you get to some kind of state. And Santasa is terrified, so he becomes terrified. He attains that terrified state.
Why are so close the Santa, that is peace, and Santa
This is a different word.
This is not peace.
Santasa is a different root.
Here, this is not peace.
No, it's something else. Santasati means, is that verb is it? Tasati means to shake, I think.
Okay.
Santasati.
So it's Santasati.
Yeah.
Santasati.
Karanti is making his time.
That's right. He does his time. He finishes his time. He ends his time.
Shalam karoti. Yeah. So that's the word to say. To die.
Can you read the next part of Jangavisaku?
Ye sangpana maranasati bhavita te duratova asirisam visva dandakena gahitva chadditva titapurissovya pachime kalena santasanti tasma maranasati bhavita bhatiyaha. Okay. So ye sampana maranasati bhavita. So it's the opposite of the above.
So
So
we are
for those
connecting from Yisan and Yi.
Yeah.
So these two basically give the two
Yes, and
kind of
Yesam.
examples.
That's right. This is the second counter example. Yesam, but for those who have for whom the mindfulness of death is developed. So maranasati bhavita. So it's the maranasati that is bhavita, right? Because if you look at the endings, sati is a feminine noun. Therefore, bhavita describes the state of the sati. So bhavita is
Is developed.
developed. So you would think maybe sati must be masculine, but in Pali it's feminine. So it's bhavita. They.
So having seen the
Exactly. So
same situation. So
Similar. Again, this having seen from a distance, duratova.
Durato is a distance.
From certain distance. From a distance, durato iva. I think it's iva. Durato iva.
That's right. And the toe ending is the ablative sense, isn't
That's
it?
right. From a distance.
That's right. We're from
a distance, having seen the asivisam, the snake, poisonous snake, asivisam visva, dandakena gahitva, mean having taken ganhati, gahitva, having grabbed it with a stick. Danda is the weapon or the stick.
So what is he grabbing?
He's grabbing the snake. The
Right.
snake, asivisam. He grabbed it with this, he pinned it down probably with this kind of stick, right, by the head. And then chaditva, having thrown it away. So gahitva and chaditva, they follow exactly the same pattern. So having seen the snake and then grabbed it with a stick and then thrown it away. Titapurisovya, just like a standing man. A man who is standing, just like a man who is standing. Pachime kalena santasanti.
Standing or stable?
Stable, stable mind. At the end time, meaning at the end of his life.
So the Tita Puriso at the end of Pachime Kale, at the end of time, he is not terrified.
He's not terrified.
They are not terrified.
He doesn't tremble. They are not trembling. Nasantasanti. So this Nasantasanti refers to the te at the beginning of the sentence. So they are not shaking. Okay, end of clause. Tasma maranasati bhavetam bhati. Therefore, the mindfulness of death, maranasati, is bhavetam, is to be developed. So it is said, or he said, what comes before that which ends with a T, that's the quote. So meaning Tathagato the Buddha said, or the teacher said, therefore the mindfulness of death is to be developed.
Is to be developed.
Is to be developed.
To be developed. That's right.
Bhavetamba is to be developed.
And via?
Just as.
Via makes the comparison, just as a man who remains a stable man, who is an upright, standing man. Tita Puriso. Ricardo, can I ask you to continue the reading, please?
Tang Dhamma Desanang Sutawa Awasya Sajjana Sakicha Pasuta Wa Ahesum.
Thank you.
Tang Dhamma Desanang Sutawa.
Which words do you recognize?
Ahesum.
Hmm?
Ahesum.
Good. What is it?
It's the verb, right?
It's the verb. What does it mean?
Were.
They were, that's right, in plural. So they were. So, are there other words that you recognize the meaning?
Sutta.
Sutta means?
I don't remember. I'm trying to remember the word. But,
Having heard from, so tam dhamma desanam, so that dhamma teaching, having heard that dhamma teaching, avasesa jana, avasesa means the rest of them, jana is a crowd,
the people, the folks.
the rest of the people. Sakicca pasutava. So sakicca, kicca is remember it's a duty. So sakicca is your own duty or your own
business, you could say.
That's right.
In the more general sense, your own business.
And pasut appasutava is occupied with.
Yeah.
Or they minded. So they just minded their own business.
They were engrossed in their own business. Yeah.
That's right. They having heard that teaching, they didn't really pay much attention, and they just went about to do their own business, and that was the instruction didn't really make their heart leap forward with recognizing the wisdom. But ekapana solasa vasudesika pesakara dita. So here we're going to talk about one 16-year-old weaver's daughter. So ekapana, but one. Solasa vassa, I'm 16. Recognize the compound here. The number. Vassa uddesika. So one 16-year-old. Pesakara is the weaver. Dita is the daughter. So the daughter, she thinks the following.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're going to read her reaction. Aho buddhanam kata nama acharya. Aho is the emphatic, just saying, indeed, yes, truly. Buddhanam kata nama acharya. Acharya is wonderful or miraculous. Amazing. So she's impressed, and she's impressed by what? Buddhanam kata, the teaching of the
Buddhas.
Of the Buddhas.
Here, for some reason,
it's plurals, but nama here means in the sense of being called something.
Yeah, that's right. Like that which is called the Buddha's speech or something.
So the Buddha's instruction is wonderful, is amazing. Maya panamarana sating bhavetung vattatiti. Us, Maya, marana sating bhavetung vattati. We should indeed, it is right for us to develop the mindfulness of recollection of death. So vattati here is the word that we saw, in the sense of it is right to, it is suitable to, and it takes the infinitive, bhavetung, to develop it. So right to develop, suitable to develop. And it is suitable to develop Varanasati. So having thought this, Rattindivam Maranassatimeva Bhavisi. So she, this is the past form that I was thinking of, that she developed. Recognize Eva at the end. Rattindivam means
night and day.
night and day. Night and day, mindfulness of death, she developed. The Satta. Venerable Balatanyu, can I ask you to read until the end?
Tatapi tato nikamitawa jitawanang agamasi sapi kumarika tini wasani maranasating bhavesyewa.
Thank you. What do you recognize from this blood?
So agamasi it's like it's from go to go, no?
Yes, from Gachati or
Well, yeah, agachati, yeah. So
it's the past tense.
So jetawa, sorry?
So it's the past tense of agachati, so it means
went,
that's right, or came or arrived. To where?
To jetawanang.
That's right. Nikkamitava means having finished there, having wrapped up his business, concluded.
Concluded, but also actually exited from there. Tat, because it's tato, from there.
That's better, that's right.
Exited from there.
Exited or left.
Left from the tato. Tat meaning is another tato. Or ending tells you that it's from the ablative.
Ablative, tato nikkamitava. So having recognize here the P, the teacher from there having left, Jetavana Agamasi, went to Jetavana. But Sa P, this is the referring to the she, the little girl, Kumarika, Tini Vassani, Maranasating, Bhavesiyeva.
3 years, 3 months?
3 years. Can you translate, please?
No, 3 years.
So the verb is, what's the verb?
Bhavesiyeva.
So if we split the yeva from the end, then you'll get bhavesi. That's the past form, so it means
Developed.
So she developed. What did she develop?
Maranasati during 3 years.
That's right. Bhavesi yeva maranasating tini vassani. That's the end of this part that I wanted to stop there. We'll pick it up at another time. We'll read the other sections.
And what's the Sapi Kumarika? I'm sorry.
Sa is the
she. So Sa.
So Shai is the pronoun. So she. Pi is the and or also, like Satta Pi, Sa Pi.
She.
And Kumarika is also just refers to her. She, that girl, that's right. Other questions? You want to?
Thank you so much, Ajahn. Wow, that's a good.
Okay, then we'll stop here and next time
It's good to know where the anumodanas come from. A lot of them are the verses at the end of some sutta that you can find, usually at Anguttara Nikaya or some place like that. A lot of them come from that.
Yes, it's very good to remember like the context in which that teaching is given.
Actually, I do have a question. In the verse do, is that like the Āyudo, balado? That do ending, what is that again?
Is
Like
the
why
giver.
is it?
So the giver, it makes a compound.
Oh,
So
okay.
you take the base noun. Now where are we?
Yeah,
That's right. So you take the base, such as long life, and it's do forms the compound as a giver of something. So life giver, strength giver, beauty giver, intelligence
Oh,
giver,
okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
and all referring to the dhīro, who is a Medavi, who is giving happiness, and he attains happiness.
Okay.